I'm Professor Bob Wright, Professor of Transformational Leadership at the Wright Graduate University for the Realization of Human Potential. And today we're going to talk about transformational leadership from the inside out. With care, winning the hearts and minds of the people we lead. We all want to be seen, to be known, to know that we matter. We want to be safe. If you are a leader and you want to make a significant impact, you better understand the people that you're leading and yourself, because this is leadership from the inside out. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the difference between leadership and management. Management runs the business. Leadership takes the business to new places. Management looks in, leadership looks out. Leaders, by definition, want their followers to do things that are scary to them. Well, if you really want to win their hearts and minds, then you better understand what disturbs each of the four personality styles. Your analyzer and your cooperator are very low-risk people. They're the most afraid. They operate with what we've been talking about, loss aversion. They're afraid of losing their job, they're afraid of making mistakes, they're afraid of doing things wrong. But they have different fears. The analyzer is afraid of making mistakes more than conflict, and the cooperator is deeply afraid of conflict. They want everyone to get along together. If you want to lead them, you must respect the detail and not run over the analyzer as if they were a speedboat in the road. You must also let the cooperator know that you need them. The cooperators are like the glue that holds a company together. So we've got our analyzer and our cooperator in our care profile that we're talking about. Now, they're very different in some ways than our regulator and our energizer. Our regulator wants to know that we're going places. They get impatient if you're moving too slowly. They get irritated if you're moving around in circles too much. They share in common with the analyzer a desire for precision, but they're more pragmatic. They'll let go of some of the detail as long as they're getting a job done. They are oftentimes the horses that you want to harness to pull the wagon. The energizers tend to need more excitement. They need to know that you care about their feelings, just as the cooperators need to know that you care about their feelings. The regulator and the analyzer are much more task-oriented. They really want to know that they're doing something meaningful and effective. Remember, the regulators will make mistakes. The analyzers are terrified of making mistakes. You see, every person has slightly different values. They have slightly different emotions and things that they care about. And probably the best leader that I have ever coached runs a global business of very significant proportion. And his gift is not only understanding each of the personality styles, but on top of that, he can understand the skill differences of those people. And when I was coaching him a number of years back, there was a technological breakthrough that needed to happen in their profession. And he couldn't find the right person to get that done. But what he did do is put three people together. We called it the three-headed monster. Those three people had to work together. One of them was very finicky, but a technical genius. The other one was very sensitive and creative, and also a genius in his own right. And the third one was kind of the glue that held those two together, but those three were not sufficient without them partnering with an outside agency. And he had to understand that agency and everybody in that agency to get done what he wanted to get done. The project that he wanted to get done required that most of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of staff that he had to buy into it. They had to buy into a dramatic shift in how they did what they do and what they thought was really special about them. He did it. He got the three-headed monster working. He got them partnered with an outside firm. And he got his entire company to come along. They did something that was very scary to them, but he spoke to each of their values to help them understand. He helped the regulators understand that it was going to move the business forward into the business. He helped the energizers understand that it was really very exciting and it was a breakthrough. He helped the cooperators understand that they really needed to help hold this whole thing together. And the analyzers understood that they were actually going to help make this thing really happen. Everybody felt valued. Everybody felt that they mattered. Everybody felt that they were part of one team going into a common direction. This is the most meaningful trait in the fantastic leaders I have had the honor to coach in my career, is that capacity to understand the values and the feelings, the fears and the hopes of the people they lead, and bring them together into a common beating heart, making their organizations very powerful and very warm and nourishing. Their companies are companies of whom their employees are proud, and they are often rated among the best in their business, if not the very best in their business, and the most desirable to work for. So if you want to have a great leadership experience, remember, leaders depend on those they lead. None of us can succeed alone. One of the worst stories I can tell you was a company that my consulting firm worked with years ago. And they were an investment bank. They would buy businesses. And they let every employee know, as far as we're concerned, you're all replaceable. The businesses we're buying them so we can make them worth more and sell them. They did not care about their employees at all. The head of human resources called me and said, what am I going to do? We have to put together a new bonus plan, but the company lets everybody know they don't matter. I said, well, the company sees itself as an investment bank, buying and selling businesses, increasing the value of those businesses. Why don't we bonus employees to be just like the company and increase their own value so they can go and get even better jobs, because after all, the company's told them they don't matter. The bonus plan was a big success. The employees knew that they didn't matter, but they also knew that they were getting bonuses to make themselves matter more, if not to the company, to other employers who may want them. So remember, if you're going to win the hearts and minds of the people you lead, it has to start out inside. That investment bank was absolutely insensitive to the hearts and minds of the people they led. But the other leader I was talking about knew himself. He felt that the big part of his success was the courses he had taken at the right foundation that let him understand himself so he could understand others better. So start with yourself, leadership from the inside out, transformation from the inside out. Help yourself grow. Remember, we've talked about style shifting. If you're a regulator, you're going to have to work on developing your cooperator self, your energizer, and your analyzer self. Whatever your primary style, learn to flex, flow, touch, and be touched so that you can transform yourself and the people that you lead. Thank you.